Welcome to In Phase, In Tune with Autism, the podcast. I'm your host, Eileen Email. Together, we're shifting away from old paradigms and stepping into a new way of thinking when it comes to relating to the non-speaking autistic population. One that presumes competence in the intellect, acknowledges the brain-body disconnect, and honors the profound spiritual roles that these individuals may be playing in our rising consciousness as a human race. It's time to connect with our intuition and get truly in phase. Let's begin. Welcome to In Phase, In Tune with Autism, the podcast. I am your host, Eileen Email. I work with the non-speaking autistic community through the lens of presuming competence. I train purposeful movement utilizing the letter boards, and I also coach a lot of nervous system regulation and purposeful movement exercises. And I also work with parents in the mental health space as well as the spiritual space and developing, or not so much developing, but tuning into intuition and those types of things. And that's what I'm really excited to talk to you, Nicole, today about. So first off, welcome. And how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this. I can't wait to get into it.
Awesome. And so Nicole has a non-speaking autistic son named Tyler, who is 8 years old, and he is just getting open on the boards, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome. And you also have three other boys, right?
Yes.
Three
4
other boys.
boys total.
Full house of boys. You're the only girl.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, so first I'll get started with, you and I had met in Atlanta. We're both on this board for an event that's happening this year. More on that later. But I loved connecting with you for the first time because I felt like I could really tell that you were super in tune with Kyler. And I could tell that you were open-minded and confident in how you're leading him. And I had a class that I did that was talking about connecting with your child beyond words. And you attended that class and you shared something with us that I thought was absolutely amazing. And I want you to share one of your stories about connecting with Kyler beyond words and how you were able to open up to that, how you were able to trust that it was real, and how did you know it was real? Because over time with my clients, there's multiple times where I'm connecting with them beyond words and I'm knowing what they need from me, but I had to be open-minded to it and I had to work on practicing trusting that. So I would love to hopefully pick one of your stories that you can share with us and, answer those follow-up questions as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so one of my stories of how I connected with Kyler. So I guess I can share a little bit of how I actually got into starting to see that this is actually possible for me and Kyler. Kyler is a Gestalt language processor, and he would communicate with me through his iPad, and I'm using some of his favorite shows. I guess he had been trying to do that for a long time, and I had not noticed it until recently, until last year. So one day I was doing my hair, and he usually follows me around the house with his iPad. And I was doing my hair in the bathroom, and he put his iPad on, propped it right in front of the mirror where I would be looking at it while I'm doing my hair, looking in the mirror, and he's behind me in the tub playing. So, and he would come back and go back to that little snippet that he needed me to hear. And before then, I would always just ignore those. I would just think like he's just in a loop, which he usually is. And what I'm realizing is that he has found a way to override those loops, to use the loops, because it's something he can't control.
Right.
But he's found a way to use that as communication sometimes, intuitively with me. So that day, it was an episode of Mickey and the Roadster Racers. And it's an episode where Donald and Pete are at the end of a tournament. It's just the two of them, and whoever wins that piece of the tournament wins the whole thing. That's the whole episode. And Goofy happened to be learning how to meditate. So he's always doing his own thing. And
Mhm.
he was like he was learning how to meditate from like a guru, and he would say like be the bologna. That's his mantra because he loves bologna sandwiches. And so I've heard that little snippet so many times, but I didn't know that Kyle was trying to tell
Wow.
me something
Mhm.
through it. So it gets to a point where it's showing Donald making fun of Goofy, like, "What are you doing, Goofy?" Like, you know what I mean? That was kind of my stance on meditation. So it was about meditation. He was trying to tell me to meditate.
Wow.
And,
Mhm.
you know,
And your
growing
stance on
up,
meditation was like, no, like not for
yeah,
me. Yeah.
yeah, because, you know, the Christian background, it's not something that is talked about much, or sometimes it's seen as negative. You know what I mean? And
Right. Okay.
so
Mhm.
coming from that background, I was just like, nope, I'm not going to meditate. And it was around the
Mhm.
time that I joined a class with Sarah Intonato. She
Yes.
was teaching, you know, helping us. I joined that class to learn how to connect with my son through spelling because we were struggling with spelling. And she was
Mhm.
starting with like doing breath work and then meditation. And I'm thinking, what does this have to do with me spelling? You know, I didn't know.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
You didn't know
I
at the
was just,
time. Right.
yeah. And
Uh
so
huh.
it was the second week, and the week was about meditation. So we're supposed to be meditating. And I was going to just pass that. Wait for when she gets to the spelling. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to meditate.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
guess Kyler knew that. And so he was really trying to help me understand, Mom, you need to do this. You know,
Oh my
it was
gosh.
that week. I think it was
It was that
Monday or
week.
Tuesday of that
So
week.
wait, can I ask you? Okay, I'm getting chills the whole time while you're telling the story. And can I ask you, like, how did you know? Oh, he's telling me this. Like, he's communicating this to me, and it's not just a loop that he's doing, right? How did you know?
So that, yeah, my intuition was so
Hmm.
strong that moment. Something just was
Hmm.
like, listen to this. And
Oh my
I
gosh. Okay.
always get goosebumps when I feel that. And I know, I just know.
You
It's
just
just the
know.
knowing. So that
Yes.
was
So it's a
me
knowing.
practicing my
Hmm.
knowing. That was me
Hmm.
practicing my knowing because after then it's gotten stronger and stronger. So that day,
Mm.
something was just like, listen to this. And it made sense because it was around the week that I was supposed to be meditating, and Goofy's learning how to meditate. Like, I have goosebumps thinking about it. And Kyler's making me see this. He kept going right back to it. And then he
Yeah.
gets to a point
He's
where,
putting it in your face, right? Like he's like
yes,
putting it up in front of you. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And it gets to a point where Donald finally gives in because Goofy's trying to help him, he's telling him what to do. And Donald was just like, I cannot be seen going saying, be the baloney. That's so lame, you know? And then he was just like, okay, if I'm going to, he decided to try it. And he did. He focused and was able to, you know, drown all the noise and focus. And he finally won. He won, and he was just
Hmm.
like, he was shocked. He was just like, oh my goodness, I did it. And Goofy was like, yeah, if you focus on that, you know, you'll be able to
Hmm.
clear every hurdle. That's something that was really that stuck to me. You'll clear every hurdle. That's what
Oh
Goofy
my
said.
God.
If you focus
Wow.
like this, yeah. And so I was just like, wow, Kyler. And I looked at him and he looks at me. He always, when he's confirming something, he'll pull my face down to give me
Yeah.
like the third eye kisses and like
Oh wow.
smiles and just pulling me down, like looking at me like, Mom,
He's
you
like, you
get it
got
now.
it. You got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And he was so happy and took his iPad and left. He was done. It was like mission
He was done. He's
accomplished.
like, she got the message. I'm done here, right? Yeah, she got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was one of the most, I would never forget that day because that is when actually I felt like, okay, this is actually possible for us. You know, like, okay, I need to meditate.
Wow. Yeah.
And that night I looked up meditation on YouTube as I was cleaning
Hmm.
my kitchen after I put my
Hmm.
boys to sleep. So I'm cleaning and I'm listening in my AirPods. And then the guy, you know, tells you about what meditation is because I didn't know where to even begin. Or what do you do? You know what I mean? And so
Right.
then at the end, he leads you through meditation. But
Hmm.
I didn't sit down. I was just listening. You know, I'm like, okay, when I'm done, I will meditate.
Hmm.
I didn't realize that as I was cleaning, that's another thing that I learned that day. I was like, maybe I meditated as I was listening. Like
Right.
that changed
You
the
kind of felt
whole,
yourself shift into a different energy, right? Where information can come in more clearly.
yeah. As I'm
Yeah.
cleaning, I'm focused
Hmm.
on that task. It doesn't have
Right.
to be me sitting down being still like that. That was
Yeah.
something that I learned about myself because I always
Mhm.
felt like I could never just sit still. So that made sense for me because after I listened to it, I never got to sit down to meditate. I went to sleep. But when I went to sleep, I was thinking about everything. As I closed my eyes,
Mhm.
I started to see lights,
Mm.
different lights, like little
Mm.
balls of light. It starts like
Yeah.
really little and goes big, and then really
Yeah.
little, like a crunched up paper towel or like a paper. If you crunch it up, that's the kind of
Mhm.
look that it has. And then it
Yeah.
grows like fire. It looked like fire. I don't know. But it started off
Mhm.
like yellowish, orange, red, and then it turned into purple. And I was just looking, like as soon as I closed my eyes, that's all I would see. And I
Mhm.
was just like, okay, I was like observing, and I was like, wow,
Noticing.
this is
Mhm.
cool. And then I just kept looking, kept watching. So it would start small and get bigger and bigger, and then it wasn't as small anymore. And then it ended up just purple and just purple. No more colors flashing, nothing. And then I started to see like shapes of like if you're in a room with like furniture, it looked like a library, but it's dark, so you can't really tell it, but you can see that this. I'm not explaining. I
And
was
you're seeing this
shapes
like in your
as
mind
I
or like
closed my
behind your eyes?
eyes. Yeah,
When you
closed my
close your eyes, you were
eyes.
just
I'm
seeing
feeling that
this.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, like my mind's eye. I don't know, but I was just
Yeah.
seeing, and I was just like observing, and like I could see. They seemed like I was seeing. Looked like a dark room. Like if
Mhm.
you look and then you close your eyes, yeah, that's what it looks like. If you're looking,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not explaining it,
No, don't
but
apologize. I love this because I see that, you trusted that communication for the first time. It was as if like there was this opening and then you got it. And then you said from then on it got stronger. And then also this is happening when you're closing your eyes. When I work with my clients, we talk about the different ways that you receive information beyond words. And so you said that knowing, right? You just knew he was communicating that to you. And I love what you said about it got stronger because it will. Because when you trust it, that's an energy. You put your trust in it. Kyler knew it because these kids digest energy. They know energy way better than we do because they don't live in the world of just language. So when he saw you got it energetically, he's like, okay, I'm done here. And she got it, and you trusted it, and
yeah,
then it was able to grow, and it's almost like this other part of you started lighting up and you started being able to trust more information and new things coming in, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that night, right after that visioning thing that I was seeing, I
Hmm.
don't know, I fell asleep. I don't remember falling asleep. So I was like in the beginning of that dream state when you're starting to fall asleep where you could wake up, you know? I don't know, does that
Hmm.
make sense? Sometimes people
Totally,
might
it's like that
wake up.
state like between waking and sleeping, like the in
Yeah.
between. You're not fully asleep yet. Yeah.
I knew I wasn't asleep for an hour. I knew I wasn't asleep for 30 minutes. It was like 2 minutes. Like it wasn't long. So
Hmm.
I thought I got go into this dream state, and I remember realizing I'm listening to Kyler talking. I remember the first thing I remember was like, oh my goodness, it's Kyler. Like
Oh my
realizing,
gosh, I
wait,
have chills.
yeah, and I realized,
Yeah.
wait, it's Kyler talking to me. And as soon as I realized he was talking, I woke myself up, but I caught
You.
him mid
Hmm.
sentence.
Hmm.
And he said, I prefer to live with joy. And
Oh.
that's where I was like, wait a minute, it's Kyler. And I was like wanting to
Oh.
stay, but that got me out of the dream. And I woke up, and I remember I was like, okay, I wasn't asleep for long. Like this just happened. This whole thing just happened.
Yes.
And so I took my phone and wrote it down. I prefer to
Hmm.
live with joy. And I was kind of
That's. I
disappointed.
love that. Hmm.
I was excited that I heard
Hmm.
him talk. Like I finally heard my son's voice.
Gosh.
And because that's something that I would wonder, like, does he speak in his dreams,
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is true for me. Like I heard his voice, but I also was a little bit disappointed. I was like, I needed to hear more. Like, what was he trying to tell me? And I felt like
Right.
that phrase was like meaningless in the beginning. I thought,
Oh.
caught him mid sentence. What does this even mean?
Mm, yeah, like you felt
So I just
upset. Yeah.
Yeah. But after a few days, I shared it with a friend who helped me put purpose to those words. And that has helped
Uh-huh.
us till today. Like, that can be applied in any part of life, really. But that helped us connect with the spelling part that I was struggling with when I went to go reach out to Sarah
Yeah.
internet.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Kyla did not want to spell with me, and it was really hard at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, I would never give up on Kyler, but
Right.
you know what I mean. Like, I
But
was just like,
those hurdles are so big and they can feel so disheartening. I work with parents all the time who have to jump over those hurdles, and so I hear you. It can't be
yeah,
easy. Yeah.
yeah. So it made sense. She's like, you can meditate and use that as your mantra. I prefer to live with
Live
joy.
with joy.
And like,
Yeah.
if you feel like you're having a hard day, you could just think, I prefer to live with joy. Or if you feel like spelling is being so hard right now, maybe
Mhm.
because I was forcing it, maybe because I was being like, we need to do this. We need to do
You
this,
are
guys.
making so many good points right now, and that's why I wanted to talk to you. You're making so many good points because spelling, you need to be in that expanded, relaxed, joyful state. Because if you go there trying to force, they can't deny energy. And so that's going to affect their body. In their mind, they might not want to elope and leave, but they just will. And they're teaching us to center ourselves, to relax, to let go, and to tune into that relaxed, joyful energy. I do the same thing with mantraing certain things. And, I've worked with so many kids over the years and kids who themselves have claimed have very difficult bodies, and you just have to carry and embody a certain energy. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's so beautiful that his words were able to do that for you. And I know that I've seen videos of you guys, right? Like on the boards. So, would you say that was like one of the biggest things that helped you overcome that hurdle?
Oh yeah, like I
Hmm.
had never thought that Kyla would be sitting next to me, sitting still, just
Oh
wanting
my
to
gosh.
be there to spell.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I think I need to share videos of how it was before and how it was after that, because
Yeah.
that changed the whole energy. Even with the boards, like it changed whenever I would look at the boards. I don't know, it was just like something that felt like I'm not equipped. I felt like before I would just feel like I don't know
The
what I'm
energy you
doing.
were holding was like lack energy. I'm nervous.
Exactly.
And all those things, I tell parents, it's okay. Like that might be part of the process. It's okay to
Yeah.
feel that way. It's not you. It's not always going to be that way. This is something you're going to transmute. This is something you're going to walk through. But you do have to be
Yeah.
open to that
Open.
because it takes courage, right?
Oh
It
yeah.
takes practice. It takes everything. Yeah.
Yes, it does. But yeah, that helped me change the energy with the when on the boards. My energy when I'm sitting with Kyla. Like I remember the next thing that happened whenever I sat down with him after a few days of that whole dream and me starting to meditate and focus on those words. I remember one day he didn't want to spell, didn't want to spell. He wanted his phone. I have a phone for him that is only has the Apple
Hmm.
Music app for him to listen to his like nursery rhymes that he likes. And
Hmm.
that day he wanted it. And I was just like learning to let go of like he shouldn't be on his phone while he's spelling. And so I was
Hmm.
just like, okay, you can have your phone. And after that day, I realized, wait, Kyler, we could just spell the lyrics to your song Down by the Bay. Down by the Bay.
Oh,
And I was like, we can spell Down by the Bay. And whenever
hmm.
he's on that phone, he's not just listening. That's another thing. He's doing his own speech therapy right there. All day long, all the time, whenever he would have that phone, he would be
Hmm.
looking at the lyrics, going back and forth, practicing how to say it. So,
Right.
anyways,
Hmm.
I knew he knew
Wow.
the lyrics, but I wanted us to spell it. Maybe that was going to help for him to trust that, okay, we're having fun doing spelling. So that's
Yeah.
what we did.
Right.
That was the best feeling after a long time
Oh,
of me feeling like this is now working. Like that day he was
yeah.
so excited. He wanted to, and I would like have him spell one word and I would write it. He would get up to see it, like what he just spelled, and he would sit
Yes. He
down.
was like, we're doing it. And I think it was because, okay, we have the energy where my body is going to work for you.
Yeah.
You're not putting extra pressure on this situation. Again, there's no shame around that because that's part of the process, but it works when it's like that. It
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't have to do that for too long either. It just was a way for us to get connected. It brought us
Yeah,
together.
bridge that gap. Right.
Hmm. And then after 2 days or 3 days, I was able to not have the phone there anymore, and we were able to not do the song anymore. But
Mhm.
we're still having fun. And I was starting now to get ideas on what he might want to do for a lesson. Okay, and
Mhm.
so that's when I was starting to practice listening to whatever I was starting to get ideas in the morning. Like,
Yeah,
okay, today we're gonna do this, and
I
today
love
let's do
that.
this, and
Mhm.
so and I'm pretty sure those are from him. Um, the
Oh my
ideas
gosh, I love
Kyler
that.
was always, yeah, like guided me that way, and but it always comes in the morning. Like I'm up, but my eyes are still closed. It comes
Mhm.
in. I'm just like, I could see it. I could see what we're doing, and like I just know that it's gonna be a good spelling day. Like we're just
Oh
gonna
my
have fun.
gosh.
So,
I have
and
so
that's
many chills. This is so good. And it sounds like for you, and I want to highlight this for other parents who might be like, oh, well, can I try this? Like before sleep and then right when you wake up, because those are the times before our brain is not in conditioned mode where it's like, I act out everything that I do and everything I've been conditioned to do. You're just more open. And so you're more receptive. And I've had an experience too in that same like going to sleep state, like between waking and sleeping, where I was having a conversation and I have chills again with one of my clients and I heard her beautiful little voice. She is like an angel and I can just feel her and I just know it's her. And so this is possible. It is. And people will say it's crazy and that's fine if you don't want to believe
yeah,
it. You don't have to. But truth, something that's true, vibrates on a certain frequency. And when you feel truth, you know truth.
yeah.
And so if
That's
you are open to it, then you're the example, right? You're the example. I love it. I love all the stories. Kyler is just amazing.
Thank
That's
you. Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
and recent he's also been able to confirm those things. Because even after, like, it's not like I know I try to look like I am confident in all of it, and I
Hmm.
am, and I'm
Hmm.
learning to be confident in it. But now that he's open, he's been able to confirm all the things that
Oh
I
yeah.
knew, and
That you
I would,
already knew.
and that's what helps when people, are skeptical of it or make me feel like I'm crazy for having dreams and believing that I've heard my child's voice or whatever. It makes
Yeah.
me feel so much more secure. Like I don't care. Like I don't even care if
No,
anybody
yeah.
doesn't believe it because he has now confirmed it, and through
He's
spelling.
confirmed it through spelling. And I try to give those people as much grace as I can because I'm like, you haven't been here, you haven't seen what I've seen, you haven't experienced what I've experienced. So I can see that you're skeptical and why you're skeptical, but I've learned to like move forward with what is real,
Mhm.
and not needing anybody else's validation. But like you said, it is so nice to get that validation on the boards, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so love that so much. I can't wait to listen back. And I know that a lot of parents will benefit and connect. But I'm going to move on to just get through some of the other questions that I was interested in asking you. So, Kyler expressed on the boards, correct me if I'm wrong, that he wanted to stop school and he wanted to do homeschool, right? And so I kind of just want you to go through that story and then how did you take it and how did you trust Kyler in this? And because I know that the energy has shifted in a good way, right? Since you guys have done homeschooling.
Yes, my intuition with him, the trusting and the knowing has gotten stronger.
Hmm.
The day that he actually said, I don't want to go back. I
Hmm.
had felt it. I knew it.
You
Does that make
did
sense?
you knew it before or you
I
knew like
knew.
when he said it like this is you
No, I
it
knew
was just a
before we
sense.
got in the car to go to spelling. I knew.
Mm.
So we usually do spelling with his practitioner around 5 o'clock at 5 p.m. And this
Okay.
was around like 3:30 when we got home. And my husband, he got home and he has to stay with my other boys, and me and Kyla have to get in the car to go spell. And
Hmm.
I remember asking my husband, like, it just came to me. He was just like, what would you do if Kyler ever said that he wants to be homeschooled?
Wow.
And my husband is always wanting to have the best for Kyler. If like public school is not working, let's get him to like a private school and give him the
Hmm.
best. And he just wants the best for him.
Right.
And so homeschool was never part of what my husband would be okay with. That like
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but for me, I just have always felt like I could give Kyler better because I get him and I understand.
Right.
And
Right. Yeah.
at home. And so that day I was just like, what if Kyler one day said that he wants to be homeschooled? And he was like, well, we'll just have to see, you know? And anyways,
Mhm.
that same day we got to spelling and she asks him how was school and he says school is always awful. And
Mm.
she follows up, what why do you say that? And he's like, I'm tired of being around, I'm just paraphrasing, I don't have it on me, I'm tired of being
Yeah.
around
Mhm.
people who don't realize that I can hear them.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
then she asked, who are these people? And he said, my teachers and my classmates. And then he said, I don't want to go back, they're not nice to me. And then he said, I don't want to go back.
Okay. Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
brought that home and I was like, wait, Kyler is like wanting to be homeschooled, like what I was talking to you about. And so my
Wow.
husband's thinking maybe we should get Kyler to write a letter to his classmates or talk to his
Mhm.
teachers again. And I was like,
Mhm.
his teachers, even though they might make me feel like, well, we understand Kyler, he's
Mhm.
happy, whatever, I would always double down and be like, and act dumb, like Kyler can hear you.
Mhm.
Please presume competence, even though they're trying to reassure me, like, Nicole, we got this. We know, we trust Kyla. I was just always saying, Kyla can hear you. Presume competence. He is smart. And they would always look at
Yeah.
me like, you know. So I was
Mm.
always advocating for
Mhm.
that already. And then
Mhm.
to hear that they're not nice to him and like, they talk about him while he's in the
Mm.
room
Yeah.
and he's sharing all those things
Mm.
and I don't know how long he's been, enduring that kind of, probably his whole school experience. So then, yeah, it ended up that we decided to homeschool, but it took a little bit more of him advocating for himself because Dad's trying to keep him in school, and I'm
Gotcha.
ready to
Mhm.
take him out, and so
Yeah.
so he kind of felt that, and every day he would be like, try to say something else that he would hope would help his case to his dad. And so the last
Wow.
one that he
Mhm.
said was, my dad would be so mad if he knew how they treated me. Uh,
Wow.
so I
Mm.
sent that to his dad, and he gets in the car and come. He didn't have to be there, but he put everybody in the
Mhm.
car and came to us, like I have goosebumps, and gave Kyler the biggest hug. And he's like, okay, we're gonna homeschool, and
Yeah.
that was amazing. And like I was just so proud of Kyler because he had been working so hard to
Mhm.
advocate for himself. And so
Mhm.
then when I finally kept him home, the first day, he woke up and he's just a different boy. I don't know how to explain it. Like
Wow. Wow.
he just wakes up and he was like asking for music. Okay, like I
Mhm.
want to listen to music, and that was the first time he said it with the whole sentence, and you could tell he's struggling. Like he'll go, and he's trying to say all the words, and I'm like,
Oh my
Kyler, like I
gosh.
felt that. Okay, this is direction for me to focus and help him. Now that we're
Okay.
homeschooling, so
Mhm.
I'm getting
Yeah.
excited. I was like, okay, Kyler, I'm going to help you be able to say, you know, your requests in full sentences. And so that the idea came to me to write a list of things that he might want to say. And I didn't want to limit him, so I left spaces for him if he
Mhm.
ever wanted to add something. And right away, he
Mhm.
he now took my hand and was wanting me to help him write.
Mhm. Oh
So
my
that's all
gosh.
happening on the same time, around the same time. And he's adding, I am sad, I'm scared, I am happy. And those were not, like, I had not put that there. So he wanted that to be on there. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh my goodness. And I put it on the fridge. It's still on our fridge right now. And he, right away, I want to listen to music. And so I gave him his
Wait,
phone
so
because I
had he
had not,
ever done this before?
no.
Oh
No,
my
but
God. Because when I saw you guys in Atlanta, like I don't remember him verbalizing
no
things at
way.
all. Like
I mean, if he would, it would always be one word, music. And he not even, like, actually,
that's what I'm
he wouldn't
saying. Like
say
I feel like
music.
I am
He used
so
to,
blown away.
yeah, fun fact, he used to have a little, you know how us autism parents know some of the nonverbal ways that our kids might ask for
Right.
something. Kyler
Hmm.
had his own thing with the music. He would go, and that's how we do. He
And
wanted
that's
music.
how
I'm not
you
kidding.
knew.
See him do it, and I was like, okay, to my husband, whenever he goes, he wants music, and that's how it was, and we knew, and that's what it was. He would just go,
Oh my gosh.
and so
Oh my gosh. I'm so blown away. Like, so the next day, first day he's not going to school, and then he starts saying, because I saw the videos and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was
yeah,
blown away when I saw the videos. But okay, I just have to say, this is a testament to, like, to me, it's miraculous. Like,
oh, yeah,
that's miraculous. And truly, we have our energetic field, right? And we have things that we carry in our field. And it was almost like, for so long, he wasn't able to express how his school experience was. And so, in order to go and like keep up his school experience energetically when it was affecting him like that, that was taking up essential space, really. And then it's like, almost like he dropped that, so he doesn't have to
yeah,
worry about that anymore. So it's like I have renewed energy to use in this direction. And mom's here now. She's going to be homeschooling me. Like, it's just people don't realize like that we've been so conditioned by this physical world when really, things can shift so quickly. Things can happen so quickly.
so
And yeah, I'm just really loving this conversation because I feel like you've taken a lot of brave steps. Whereas, like, if you hadn't, then Kyler wouldn't be in probably the situation where he's like talking now and reading. Like, I was
yeah,
so blown away when I saw those videos. And, belief is a real thing and it can allow things to happen. Just when you think of, scientifically, what is it? When they give everybody the medicine, but they don't give somebody the
yeah,
medicine.
placebo.
The placebo. Okay. So to me, that's so significant. It's like they may have gotten fully better purely off of believing something. So
Yeah,
I just feel like you guys are the example of what can happen when you put your belief and your trust in a certain direction, in the direction it's meant to flow, right?
yes, yes,
Right. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I love that.
Yeah, it was just so wild. And my husband had
Wild.
been worried about, he was like wanting for us to still meet with the school. And we're like, if we're taking him out, why do you want to talk to the school? Oh, because maybe they could he could keep having the services he's been having in school. And in my head I'm thinking, he does not need those. Like, he's not even getting nothing from that. Like, what, 30 minutes of speech a week maybe? And I'm just like, that's my
And
mentality.
okay, there's amazing, gifted people sometimes in these areas of speech and OT and all that. I'm not knocking that, but we've been so conditioned to be so scared of them not getting these services when really it's like, are these services benefiting them? Like, we need to put our
Yeah.
energy where it matters. And that's why I started doing the coaching with helping parents connect to their intuition because I'm like, your child has the power to lead you, and you have the power to step into your own power, right? And make these choices outside of what you've been conditioned to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Hmm.
was so there. I was not afraid whatsoever. I was like, he does not need any of it. I'm ready
Because
to
you
just
built
be
up your
done.
intuitive muscle so strong, you're just like, this is it. This is
Yeah.
right, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but my husband needed that push. So, and Kyler took care of it. Kyler starting to do like the talking and the writing. That day he wanted to write all day. Okay.
Oh
And
my
he's like
gosh.
getting paper, wanting to write, and like you would see him like go like a, and like he's struggling because he doesn't have the motor
The motor control,
corrections for,
yeah. Hmm.
and but when he would do it, he would do like a little bit, and he would go and get excited, and then go
Oh my
back, and
gosh.
and he's jumping. Like, I have videos I'm yet to post on. I have so much. I'm just like, I need to get time to share this because it was a miracle. He was
That's what I'm
wanting to
saying.
write
Like,
the
because I,
day.
I met him in Atlanta and like he was wonderful. I loved him so much. But seeing the videos of him being
It's
so
different.
still, because I mean, Kyler was running the entire time in Atlanta, right?
Yes,
all
oh,
that,
he was not.
all
He
that
was,
energy.
yeah.
You were running around too. We were all
Yeah,
running around.
you had to catch up with him. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But to
He's a
see him
different
so
boy.
still and I saw him reading and speaking. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to talk to her about this.
Yeah,
And all of
and
your
that's,
videos, I tear up. I love your videos.
thank you. And that's not the only part. Like, when you're talking about him being like, running around the whole time, Kyler that's not him anymore. Like, I'm not kidding.
Are you
He's probably only
serious?
like that when he's running with his brothers playing. He's really leading us. Like, what you just
That's
said there is so true. Kyler has always led me, and that is not like an under like it's he's
Mm-hmm.
always just led me. Even before
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was, now it makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Anyways, now
That's
he's
beautiful. I
also
love that.
connecting with
Hmm.
his brothers at home through playing the catch.
The
So
catch, yeah.
with his older brother, and that was a part like I felt his brother struggling with connecting with him and wanting that, what would have been, and now it's very close to like, like age appropriate brotherly
Yeah, like he's
connection.
catching and throwing. Yeah, with his
Yes. And they
brother.
do that every night, and Kyler is finding different ways to make it more fun. It's not just catch anymore. It's like, come and get the ball. He will take the ball and make his brother chase him. And it's just so sweet. Like, I'm just noticing
Yeah.
these things and like documenting it. And like, I'm just
Oh,
happy that he's happy, his brothers are happy. But that's like the only time he's like running around now. Well,
oh,
one
nice.
day,
Hmm.
uh, I'm I'm trying I'm starting to I want to trust it and embody it. So
Okay.
he
Yeah,
told
I
me
love it. Do it.
to let's go to the store and I'll help you shop. Oh, I have goosebumps. All right, I love it. Okay,
Ah,
I need to start trusting that and be like, okay. Because it was
yes.
an
This is the
idea, but
space
that came
for
from
it, girl. This is the
yeah,
space. Trust it.
that came from Kyler. It was an idea like, let's go to the store and I'll help you
Hmm.
shop. And
Hmm.
it's gonna be okay, Mom. Because I would never have ever brought Kyler and his two little brothers to the store by myself.
Girl.
Without having him in the stroller, without feeling like this is not gonna go well, without
Right,
like,
right.
okay, that day I just felt like that push and I didn't think twice. I was like, let's go. And
You just did
got
it.
there, went to Target. I knew there was gonna have like the big carts with the kid, where the two kids could sit and buckle.
Hmm.
That's where I put
Hmm.
my little ones. Kyla was gonna walk with me and was gonna help me shop. It was
Hmm.
like what I saw in the picture exactly. Like Kyler did not. We walked in the parking lot for the first time.
Have chills. Hmm.
Like I would have never. Like anybody who has a non-speaker who elopes, just
Hmm.
no. Like I could not believe my life that day. We
Oh
walked
my
into
gosh.
the store, three kids and me and Kyler. Just like I'm like, we're walking in the parking lot, got in, put my boys, strapped them in, we're walking. Kyler's like right next to me. He's calm. He's right here, like
Oh my
not
God.
running, not getting swayed by anything. Okay.
People don't
And I'm like,
understand how huge this is.
it really is. Like I could cry. And like
Hmm.
he was like he taking things into the cart, excited, happy, like mom, like you could just tell he's feeling
Like purposefully,
so free.
calmly.
Yeah. And so like I was just like I just kept feeling like he's free. He's free. He feels free and like
Wow.
a weight is off his shoulders. And so there's another thing that's been happening, sorry.
No, you're
That
okay.
I feel Kyler's emotions through music. He communicates with me through music.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like I'll be listening to a song and suddenly I know a like it's not like a whole song, like a piece of the song is Kyler.
Mm.
Like a small part of the song is Kyler.
Hmm.
And he communicated to me in that song that he was free. It was so perfect too. Like I don't know how these writers go. Like it's making me know like music is so like
Mm.
spiritually led. this
Yeah.
there's a singer that Kyler could his songs is just Kyler, and now I have
Wow.
saved it. And that's the song that I used when I posted the video of him at the store. Um,
Oh, I'm gonna have
that
to look at
song
it
came to me
again.
through Kyler. That was
Oh my
meaningful, that
God.
song, because that was
Yeah.
Kyler showed me that song and it made sense with what was happening in that whole
Hmm.
experience in the store. And so I have a lot of those songs and I'm like I'm yet
That's
to
beautiful. And that is one of the ways to connect beyond words. I teach these ways of you're obviously not connecting with words, so you're using other information. It's those significant things that come in, that's clairaudient. So you're hearing and you're feeling that emotion and you know it's him. You know it's him.
yes.
And that's what I had you on because I can feel your trust in it. And like look at the response from Kyler. He is communicating with you. You you
Yes.
you can trust that more than words these days. I see non-speakers spiritually, and I believe that's one of their roles here to teach us truth through frequency, because as humans we've gotten to this place where like our words are saying something, but underneath it we're not embodying what the words are, so you
What
can't
you're
trust
saying.
people's words anymore, so you don't know what's real, you don't know if
Yeah.
somebody's telling the truth. So they're here to show you energetic truth, right? And he's sending you all that, and you are receiving it, and you're getting it. And oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, that video in the store, I was like, so I was blown away by that too, because I met Kyler in Atlanta. There was so much running, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you this question? I'm just interested to see how you feel about this. So, do you feel like you opening up to your intuition, communicating with Kyler in all these different ways and following him in this way? Do you feel like there was kind of like a before where it's like he has all this energy to communicate, but it's not being grounded and received, and now it is, so his body's able to relax more?
Oh, wow. I actually had thought about that, like I could say last week. So that is so true. I feel like he's healing me. So you know how as autism parents, we
Hmm.
are like always on edge. I'm
Always,
always ready for like the
always.
next, and now I keep feeling like I'm waiting for it and it's not happening, and that is healing me. I
My
always remember,
God.
like the moment I'm feeling like, okay, I should be doing something, and then I'm like, wait, I really don't. I really
Like
don't.
I'm safe. I don't have to do
Yeah.
anything right now. Like,
And so I'm
yeah.
healing every single day, literally.
Wow.
Like me seeing Kylo playing with his brothers. I mean, that all came also after the school thing. And
Wow.
that is healing my heart because I always struggled with like him having like a relationship with his older brother. At least like the two little ones have each other, and him and
Yeah.
his older brother,
Right.
now they have that. They he's pulled his brother in like and shown him
Wow.
how to play with him and just made him feel like I'm here. And so that's healing my heart. And then seeing him do like this, the speech and the, because he's doing his own speech and OT,
I
that's what
can't believe
makes
I've
sense.
like so blown away. Like I will leave your Instagram so people can see it in the show notes.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like he's also showing his dad like it's gonna be okay because now he's doing his own speech and OT. And
Hmm.
then it's just going to the playground, going to the store, and just seeing how he's just so calm. The other day, I sat in the car after the playground because I brought him, and usually he'll be like pulling at my phone. That's how he was
Hmm.
doing in Atlanta. That was like his usual. He just wants like his iPad or his phone,
Yeah.
and that's gone. So I
Wow.
we went to the playground. He's just walking, singing, and like making little sound, just calm, like playing by himself. And whenever he'd come to me to like try to look for something in my bag, for like like not even like how he used to be, just like little bit of trying something, I would just be like,
Yeah.
go play, and he would just turn around and go. I'm like, what?
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
and then I got in the car, and I was just like, whose life is this? Did I jump timelines? Like, what is
Oh my
this? Whose
gosh.
life
You
am I
you
living?
did.
So that is healing me. And I feel like that is helping him feel more grounded and feel
Yeah.
like he can do all
Well,
these
he's
other
being
things.
heard. He's
Yeah.
sending you all the communication, and he's being heard and confirmed and validated. And, when somebody hears you and sees you, then it changes your whole entire life. He probably
Yeah.
has so much less anxiety
Yeah.
now that he knows that he can trust you to be open to what he's sending to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like he's helping me, and because he does feed off of my emotions, so he's doing things that are helping me heal. And
Yeah.
then me
And
feeling more, my nervous system was shot for the longest time. And now I
oh, I'm
feel
sure.
like
Yeah.
myself
Hmm.
healing, like I am healing. And he feels it. And so that's in turn helping him feel
Right.
grounded and
Right.
do all these things that he's doing right now. So we're helping each other. And there's a whole another song about it by that same singer that
Oh my
makes
gosh.
sense. And I always have goosebumps with that song. It's like, when you're here for me, I'm here for you. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
and
Wow.
yeah, and it's a song that feels like to me like it's called I'm Not Alone. I'll have to post it. It just makes sense.
Oh, I love it.
The lyrics are just like I'm just like, did he even know that this is my story? Like, did he know that he's communicating this guy that made this song when he was writing his songs? He's just writing
Isn't
our
that
story.
beautiful?
The
Yeah.
whole album is amazing, and I'm just like, I can't. It's beautiful. I'm
Oh my
just so
gosh.
amazed. Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you saying it all, and like this is everything I believe, this is everything I stand for, and of course I don't try to push this stuff on anyone. I feel like parents and people have to be ready and open to it. And it's not everybody's journey, you know? Some
Yeah.
people are on a different journey, but I realize within myself the best thing that I can do for each one of my clients, especially the ones who struggle and have a lot of challenges, body challenges, is feel safe in my body and be regulated and be in integrity and be kind to myself, and that's the best thing I can do. I'm gonna have to listen to that album. You'll have to let me
I'll
know what it
send it to
is.
you. It just
Yeah,
makes so much sense. Just listening to the lyrics, it's just like, wow, wow.
I want people to open up to things like this because this is real. And I've always felt this. Like as a child, I've been sensitive my entire life, and I've always gotten messages, wasn't able to validate them and really appreciate how real they were until I was older and started,
Mhm.
learning on my own inner journey. But I want whoever's listening to this, you can open up to this. What would you say? I would say you can just ask to open up to it, right? Ask
Yes.
to receive it. What would you say?
Yes, that's one way. Actually, I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and the person was saying you can ask. We have guides, we have angels. You know, they're always
Mhm,
there for us, and
mhm,
whatever you believe in, the spirit. If you're a Christian, it's always
mhm.
there for us. I feel like it's the same thing, all of it. And so, anyways,
Yeah. Mhm,
if you just wake up in the morning and just verbalize it, or just say it in your heart and mean it, like I'm open to any kind of
I'm open.
guidance and
Mhm.
anything that you know that I'm meant to be doing, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. And that will just happen. For me, it wasn't that way. I feel like this is just part of my journey, really. And
Mhm.
and Kyler was meant to be my child for a reason,
Yes.
and he was uh, his diagnosis. It's now all making sense to me now,
Mhm.
because in the beginning I struggled with why is this happening, and
Yeah.
I'm feeling pulled to listen to things that are helping me understand why
Mhm.
better. Like I'm very into near death experiences. Like
Me
I'll listen to one
too.
every single day.
I
Already.
am obsessed. Oh my gosh, obsessed.
Goodness. Like that's like if I clean and I like to listen to something while I'm cleaning, and like cleaning is my
Mhm.
way of grounding myself, and that's what I'm learning about myself. Like I don't have to be sitting still, even though it's important.
Yeah.
If I'm just focused on something, that's
Just
when I'm.
focus, aware, awake,
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, the near
present.
death
Yeah.
experiences are helping me understand everything. So like we choose our experiences
Mm.
here. I listened to one the other day that was sharing like we before we come here, before we're born, we go to like it's like a store of experiences, and you go with the little cart with your cart, and you're picking
Yep.
experiences. You're like autism mom, I could do that. Um
Right.
like whatever. And you we chose this,
Yeah.
and we have the tools to get through it, because
We
that's
have
the
the
point.
tools. Yes, that's the point, right? You can handle your experience. That's what I was given about these non-speakers is that they're expansive souls. And I say given, it was something that woke me up in the middle of the night, and I had so much love around this message that it like brought me to my knees. And it was, these are expansive souls who can handle their experience, and they're here to expand other people. And
Others.
that took a weight off. That took a weight off of me because I love some of my clients so much that I would just hate that this, like, I would hate, because there is the sorrow and like, oh my gosh, like they can't control their
They
body. Why would
struggle. Yeah.
God do this? For my little ones, that I'm just like, why? And ever since then, it took a weight off because I was like, oh, they're like huge, they're expansive, and they can do this. Yes, they have challenges. Yes, they do, but they can handle this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also helped me understand, like, me knowing that Kyler might have chosen his experience helps,
Hmm.
because I just, my heart hurts for my baby. But
Oh, of
I
course.
still also, because we're human, struggle with seeing him struggle every day, and that's
Of course.
also validate that. But also I have the knowledge of, like, he has the tools to help him, because he really does. He's guiding me, he's guiding his dad
Yeah.
to how we need to be helping him and how to help him, so yeah. But yeah,
So
son, I
believe
have,
in your child. Believe in your child.
and letting
Yeah.
him guide us, and just
Mhm.
trusting that he knows so much about himself and how to help himself. It's
Mhm.
wild. Like, he'll wake up
Mhm.
every morning and want to go outside, and he's been reading it, and he just wants to go and step on the grass, and he's grounding
He's grounding.
every
Mhm.
morning. And I was like, wow, he knows what he needs,
Yeah.
Things that we might, if we're not in the right mind space, we'll take for granted. We'll think like, well, he just wants to be outside. No, he's
Right.
grounding himself
Right.
first thing in the morning.
I think that's
But yeah.
so important because so many people just, if you're not open to presuming competence, if you're not open to the fact that these kids may know what they need and they can lead you, you're gonna just cut it off and you're just gonna think it's all random and you're just
Yeah.
gonna, you won't trust it when they really are trying to communicate.
And like, things like parenting, wise, when you're like wondering if you should take their iPads away, if you should, take their whatever devices away. It's helped me not focus on like what others are doing, or what society
What's deemed right or wrong,
seems
like
right or
like
wrong.
not
Yeah.
something you're gonna, yeah,
I
look up
just
on the
trust
internet.
Kyler. I do trust
Yeah.
Kyler. And the music, like taking the iPad away, was after Atlanta.
Mhm.
I felt so bad that he wasn't able to, even though I know they communicate, he just
Mhm.
wasn't able to be as present as all the others. He was just like jumping, trying to, like, well, whatever.
There
And
was
so,
so much energy there though,
you
so it is a new
know,
place and yeah.
yes. So I
Mhm.
got home and I was like, and I felt so strong, and I heard from others, and it was just aligned, meant to be, that I was going to take the iPad away. And I was terrified, but I also knew and trusted that he would be fine, and he was. And
He
that's him
was.
guiding me.
Mhm.
He was, and
Mhm.
I was able to replace it with like, he loves Bluey, and we had like a little Bluey radio that played the songs that he loved on Bluey,
Mhm.
and so he would just carry that thing around and go outside with it. And then after a while, he didn't need it. He could just go
Mhm.
outside without it. And that was
Yeah.
another. And so, what was I going with this? Oh yeah, I see that. So now I had taken away the phone with the music for a while,
Mhm.
because, I feel like he needs to be more present with all of us. But now I'm able to give it to him slowly at certain times of the day, because I know that he is doing his own little speech therapy. He's practicing how to say
Right.
words. He was
Mhm.
in my closet the other day, and he's going back and forth with like a new part of a song that he had never said out loud before so well. Like, he has a
Wow.
hard time saying words in sequence, like a whole phrase, like,
Right.
I found him going, say, I'm forgetting like what it was, but he was saying it and going back and forth and like saying it, and looking at himself in the mirror saying it, and looking for it.
Wow.
And I was like, there's a speech therapy session right there. No
It
speech,
is looking in the mirror. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, okay, he needs this. And he's actually learning something. He's doing something that is going to help him be able to verbalize. And that's helped me feel less like, oh, he shouldn't have it. And because,
Right. So like what I'm hearing from you, and this is what I try to coach with my parents, is like it's not like, okay, I'm gonna do this like rigid schedule of this thing that I've, looked up and I know that it's right. It's this, okay, I'm tuning into my center. I'm
yeah.
connected to Kyler, like we're energetically connected, and I'm feeling when things feel right and natural, and I'm feeling when things feel forced. and then I'm also feeling maybe when things are just distracted or overstimulated and I'm going to like recalibrate. It's like you're using your own internal guidance system over anything else. And that is like what parents need to be doing. But it's a whole journey to get there, but this is what they're triggering in all of us
Yeah.
to find our center and trust ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so we've been here for an hour. I did have other questions, but I think I'm going to save them because we're going to do like a part two
We
down the
can do.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
Nicole, I can't thank you enough for being on and giving me your time. I know that your time is precious. I truly enjoyed our conversation. I think that you just embody a lot of the things that I am teaching right now and the things that I feel like is the right way to go. The last thing I want to leave parents with is you have an intuition, and Nicole's, her stories are an example of how developing the hearing of your intuition is going to lead you forward and heal you,
Yeah.
most likely. So, anything you want to leave parents with?
Yeah. I feel like I could just, piggyback from what you just said about intuition. That's something that I've always felt like I've known things about my boys, not even just Kyla, And for the longest time, I just didn't, I wasn't as trusting of it. And now that I started to be able to share it and know it, and it's being validated through my son, and seeing that it's made me stronger and it's showing me who I really am meant to be. It's put me on my own healing journey, separate from like being a mom. And trusting your intuition is key to everything. But yeah, sometimes, as autism parents, that's the only thing we have to be able to help our non-speaking child.
Yeah.
And so that's very important as an autism parent, to just trust your intuition. Don't listen to what anybody else says. No professional, no, teacher or doctor or anything knows better than you about your child. And once you know that and just focus on that, it's not going to be like easy, but you'll be able to navigate it best, I feel.
That was also good. And on the last thing you said, it's not going to be easy, but would you say it's going to feel right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. It's going to
it's
feel
going to
right.
feel
That's it.
right. You're going to feel like you're doing right by yourself and right for your
For your
child.
child. It
Yeah.
takes away from that doubt of like, am I doing enough? It takes away from that. It
It
takes care
takes
of that.
away from that, right? Yeah. Am I doing enough? Should I do this? Should I do that? And all these
Yeah.
different things. Yes,
Yes.
100%. Such a good message. Okay. We'll end it there. If you have any questions for me, audience, for Nicole, you can DM me. But thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you so
Okay.
much. This was so good.
Yes, bye. Thank you for tuning in.